Racing in Hong Kong is at Sha Tin this weekend with 10 races on the programme. We're looking at the final event, race number 10 as well on the C course as well. This is a Class 2 over the 1400 metres. Really good lineup headed by R10. Made a rare visit to Happy Valley last time out, finishing down the field there. California Deep Shot was behind Master Montaro last time out, who comes back again but draws barrier number 13. Ballistic King first up since January. We've got Golden Dash, who was midfield behind Trillion Win last time out. Beauty Fit also behind Master Montaro. That was 2 starts back for him. Now, Mr. Snowden was beaten favourite behind Master Montaro. Sunshine Warriors coming out of that Happy Valley race that ran in. Amazing One Plus also behind Master Montaro last time out, as was Sea of Life. So there's obviously a key form race we'll be having a look at in a moment. We'll start off though with the speed map here. So we're saying good to slow in the early stages. Does that potentially favour a horse like Master Montaro who's drawn wide?
Yeah, well, I think they got better speed than they were expecting last time out with Master Montaro in that race that he was able to win, and he jumped a lot better, so that was able, as a consequence, to have him sitting a lot handier than he has been doing so in the past. So, provided he jumps, we'll hear from Zach Purton shortly. He'll be up there somewhere as well. So too will be Mr. Snowden. Highland Fortune's a horse that has led on the odd occasion in the past. He's normally handy, but it should be California Deep Shot. He should be able to have enough early toe to get to the front. He didn't have a lot to finish off with last time out. Outside of them, Paul, Sea of Life over on the inside. Decrypt has got the tongue tie back on, but I thought the pace would probably be slightly on the more on the good side than the slow side.
Yeah, because California Deep Shot is a horse that does like to roll in front. So if he does get there, and I think Highland Fortune will just make it a little bit tricky as well. He's just drawn one inside him, so I think he's going to sort of push up on the inside, and that's just going to make it a little bit faster. So I think it'll be more on the good side.
OK, all right, but potentially a few horses trapped out there wide, which we'll look at in a moment. Let's start off, though, with the last start win of Master Montaro with jockey Zach Purton.
Final race of the day, Master Montaro. It looked a strong victory last time out. Was it key being able to get him to jump a little bit better and be a bit closer to them? Yeah, well, he flew the gate on this occasion, and I took advantage of that in a race where it didn't look like there was a lot of speed. I was able to get into a lovely spot, and the speed of the race was actually a little bit more genuine than I thought it may have been pre-race, but that really helped him because he just got into a lovely rhythm, and you know, he couldn't have got a better run really, and then he went and did the rest. But once again, we've drawn a bad gate. We've drawn worse this time than we did last time, and it looks like it's going to be more tricky. So we're going to need plenty of luck this time, I think. Is that one of his sort of chinks in his armour, is that you sort of don't know what he's going to do at the start, because he does tend to get the hit up on the odd occasion? Yeah, he's been quite a playful horse in his time here in Hong Kong, and he can do a few little things wrong, but I think his attitude is continually getting better all the time, and I was quite impressed with the way he handled himself last time. I rode him early on in his career here in Hong Kong, and he was quite a handful, but he's accepted the place now, and obviously his form is showing that. He won by a length and a half last start. Was that the real Master Montaro, or have we still got a little bit more to see from him? I think there's a little bit more there to give. You know, it would have been nice to have drawn the perfect gate and get the perfect run and give him every opportunity, but you know, we have to work with the cards we've been dealt and pray for some luck. Absolutely. 12 winners across October so far, 4 meetings. Group 2 winner with Lucky Patch, teaming up with Nervous Witness as well. Have you got off to a better season in the past than you have this season? There has been another season where I got off to a flyer as well, so another 2 seasons actually. So it's not uncharacteristic, but it's nice to have the support early in the season. And Jockey Club's obviously trying to slow me down on Sunday by giving me all these bad gates again, but you know, hopefully I can just keep the show rolling.
Well, he's got some good rides, this being one of them, Master Montaro. Let's have a look at that race again. We obviously saw the win and heard from Zach as well. Pick it up at about the 600 here, Paul. So Master Montaro, our winner, as Zach was saying, just found himself in a great spot, but barrier 13 this time round. The other horses, Beauty Fit finishes second, comes from a long way back. Sea of Life as well stays on well. He finishes third. Mr. Snowden in fourth. California Deep Shot eventually into 5th place. An Amazing One Plus, he trails the field in last.
Yeah, so, I mean, I quite like Sea of Life in this race. He's drawn 8 here, and you can see him a little bit further back. I think from barrier number 3 with this run under his belt, he's going to get a really good run. I mean, Master Montaro, he hasn't put 2 together yet in Hong Kong. He might have turned the corner, as Zach sort of said in that interview now. So look, I've got them both in, Sea of Life and Master Montaro, and I'd actually put the California Deep Shot on, because if they do leave him alone in front, he can be there for a long period.
Yeah, I think Master Montaro will be tough to beat again, provided he jumps and can settle and get into a good spot. But I thought it was a cracking run as well from Sea of Life. That was his first run for a long time. They obviously have got a bit of an opinion of the horse, because he was only beaten 3 lengths in the Classic Cup, and he's only had limited starts since then, so I wouldn't be dropping him in.
He's such an impressive sight, Master Montaro, when he lets down. You see the length of his stride. Try and work it out, really, but it's huge when he gets rolling, and his stats are looking pretty good, Tom.
Yeah, they certainly are. He's won 3 now from his 10 starts. He arrived here with a strong reputation. I guess there were a couple of occasions when he got beaten, and some were starting to question that, but we heard from Zach there before, and he still thinks he's got a little bit to offer. All
right, OK. What about Mr Snowden, who was actually favourite in front of Master Montaro last time out? Has he progressed since then? Let's speak to the trainer, Douglas White.
Douglas, Mr Snowden, in the last race, he's kicked off his Hong Kong career in terrific style. Are you sort of surprised the way he's settled in and acclimatised here?
He did surprise me slightly in the manner in which he did it. You know, he only had the one trial leading into his first race. I only did that because he came out of that trial so well and pretty forward. And you know, he was very capable and handled himself very professionally. So he settled in well. He certainly enjoys Hong Kong, and that makes my life a lot easier.
He chased home Master Montaro last time out, and there's a few others in that same race last start that are going round again. How did you rate that last start performance?
I thought it was slightly below his previous run. I thought his previous 2 runs were very good runs, and I thought last time he was a little bit flattened. He looked like he hit a flat spot and he never really picked up. Master Montaro, on the other hand, reversed the form and won very convincingly. I have done a few slightly different things, and let's hope that makes the difference, but they can hit a flat spot, and we'll see how he goes on the weekend.
It's one of those different things, the cheek pieces, because he did wear them overseas prior to arriving, didn't win with them, but what are you hoping the cheek pieces might achieve?
Well, he's a horse that he does have a look at a few things, especially in the mornings, and I'm just hoping that they get him a little bit more focused.
All right, there you go. That's Mr Snowden. We'll see if he can turn things around with Master Montaro. There's a few other horses, though, to take into consideration, Paul. This is at Happy Valley. Sunshine Warrior finishes 2nd here, ultimately. The other horses in the race were Highland Fortune, just in the inside, runs 5th. Beauty Fit, again, down on the inside in 6th. And R10, probably not his best effort. He runs 10th in the end.
Yeah, I think he's better at Sha Tin, R10. But I really like Sunshine Warrior coming out of this race. Now, he has won 2nd up in the past as well, this horse. He does like it here at Sha Tin. He's a 2-time winner over the course and distance. Comes in with a lightweight and a low draw, barrier number 2. So I think he's going to be a bit of value in this race.
He's come from well back in this race, was taken back. Telecom Fighters hacked up on that occasion. He goes round again on Wednesday night, but good first up run there from him.
Yeah, he had him cold, didn't he, Telecom Fighters, but Sunshine Warrior good in defeat. Ballistic King, Tom, up at Chung at the trials.
Now, we haven't seen him for a while. He's been off the scene. He had surgery on his fetlock to have a chip removed there, and look, he's very consistent. He's only won a couple of times, but 6 seconds, 5 thirds, 5 4th placings. Trial wasn't too bad. He finished 4th here, but he wasn't too far off them on this occasion, just finishing off in the middle part of the track here. Didn't get him in, but he was on the cusp.
Yeah, barrier 12 was the reason I didn't get him in either. I'd like to see what he can do fresh up. In saying that, he has been placed fresh up in the past.
Yeah, it's a very strong race, though, to come back into, isn't it? Master Montaro, Paul, is our favourite. What do you think?
Yeah, he's definitely in for me, but I'm going to go with Sunshine Warrior and make it the each-way play coming back to Sha Tin. Sea of Life in there for 2nd, just ahead of Master Montaro, and California Deep Shot from the front. 11, 13, 3 and 2.
3, 9, 11 and 13, Master Montaro, provided he jumps well, gets into a good rhythm. I think he'll be there at the end. Mr Snowden, his run last time out wasn't quite as good as his one prior, but he's been pretty consistent since arriving here. Sea of Life, I thought, was terrific first up, and Sunshine Warrior made good ground there and is a horse that's a 2-time winner course and distance. So 3, 9, 13 and 11.
3 and 9, also the cue for me there in the last. Love the big horse, Master Montaro.